Cinderella's fairy godmother, Jack, and Gus host a picnic to celebrate Cinderella and the prince's first wedding anniversary. Since marrying the prince, Cinderella's stepmother, Lady Tremaine, has been forcing her stepsisters Drizella and Anastasia to perform Cinderella's old housework. Anastasia grows distracted while daydreaming about her own happy ending and stumbles upon the picnic, discovering that fairy godmother's magic helped Cinderella meet the prince at the ball. When fairy godmother drops her magic wand, Anastasia retrieves and shows it to Lady Tremaine, who is only convinced once Anastasia accidentally turns the fairy godmother into a statue. Reveling at the opportunity to restore her own fortunes at Cinderella's expense, Lady Tremaine uses the wand to travel back in time to the day the Grand Duke fitted the glass slipper on Cinderella. With Cinderella still locked in her bedroom, she enlarges the slipper so that it fits Anastasia's foot, forcing the Grand Duke to declare her the prince's bride. When Cinderella finally escapes, Lady Tremaine destroys her other slipper, hence eliminating any remaining proof that she had danced with the prince the night before. Determined to reclaim her happy ending, Cinderella pursues her stepfamily to the palace, with Jack and Gus. When the prince and Anastasia are finally introduced, he initially insists a mistake has been made until Lady Tremaine magically tricks the prince into forgetting about Cinderella and proposing to Anastasia, leaving Cinderella hurt and confused when the prince fails to recognize her. Delighted to meet Anastasia despite her bawdiness, the king gifts her a seashell that belonged to his late wife. Anastasia begins to feel guilty about deceiving them, while the prince starts to realize he does not truly love Anastasia. The mice warn Cinderella that Lady Tremaine has been using fairy godmother's wand to manipulate the prince. Cinderella steals the wand from Lady Tremaine's bedroom, but she is seized by palace guards before she can reverse the spell, briefly grazing the prince's hand as she is apprehended. The prince begins to recognize Cinderella, who Lady Tremaine has ordered be exiled from the kingdom via ship. Jack and Gus explain the situation to the prince, eventually showing him Cinderella's other glass slipper, which has since been repaired. Despite his father's protesting, the prince pursues the ship and professes his love for Cinderella, who agrees to marry him. Upon returning to the palace, the prince and Cinderella explain the situation to the king, who orders the Tremaine family's immediate arrest, but they escape. As Cinderella prepares readies for her wedding, Lady Tremaine returns with Anastasia, who has been magically transformed into a Cinderella doppelganger, although Anastasia is visibly reluctant. Lady Tremaine traps Cinderella and the mice in a pumpkin carriage driven by their cat, Lucifer. Cinderella, Jack, and Gus defeat Lucifer and free themselves from the carriage before it rides over the edge of a cliff, returning to the palace on horseback. Cinderella arrives in time to see Anastasia refusing to proceed with the wedding at the altar, deciding she would rather earn her own true love without taking it from someone else. Enraged, Lady Tremaine transforms the king and guards into various animals as they pursue her. She is about to attack Anastasia and Cinderella, but the prince uses his sword to deflect the spell, turning Lady Tremaine and Drizella into toads. After returning herself to her true form, Anastasia offers to return the seashell to the king, but he refuses, reminding her that everyone deserves a chance at love. Cinderella and Anastasia reconcile and together restore the fairy godmother. She offers to undo Lady Tremaine's change of events, but sees that Cinderella and the prince's love has grown stronger thanks to the adventure and decides to leave them be. During the credits, Anastasia moves into the palace with Cinderella and reunites with the baker from Cinderella II. Drizella and Lady Tremaine are placed in the cellar and restored to their human forms, but are both now dressed in Cinderella's old rags, much to their horror.